The guy who signed to a pretty hefty contract, and now he's got Warving, or I should say, another cat being run at by Simmons, and Simmons will drop the gloves to Tom Wilson, who can really throw him. And now Ray Emery's racing the length of the ice. Ray Emery is challenging Holtby saying, no, I don't think I want to go. And the referee's going to try to keep them separated, and he won't be able to do that as away they go. Emery with the right hand straight, he's hammering away.
Having looked at the definitions of aggression, you should know that there are 4 theories of aggression. We will be going through them in this order. The first theory is called the instinct theory, and this theory basically argues that aggression is natural, instinctive, and has been to us as a means of self-protection survival. Psychologist Sigmund Freud argued that sport has a calming effect to aggression. He also claims that it's a necessary release of aggression, which kind of sounds spontaneous. In criticism of the theory, some argued that sports actually led to aggression rather than vice versa, and this was demonstrated by athletes from aggressive sports still exhibiting the same aggressive behavior off-field. Also, if the aggression is instinctive, then what about cases of pre-planned aggressive behavior? Next, we have the aggressive cure hypothesis theory, and this is argued by psychologist Berkowitz in 1969 that aggression is caused by the increase in arousal, which leads to frustration, and this is as a result of external factors rather than internal. Basically, the external factors are from environmental triggers, like how you're more likely to get frustrated on a hot day or act aggressively when you see someone who gets on your nerves when you're already frustrated. Even if you're just simply holding something in your hand, like say a tennis racket, you're more likely to use it to release your aggression in the moment.
Pair has the meltdown that we thought was coming. Defeat in the face.
It's also said that we have been conditioned to act this way and it's now just what we do. But we don't always really exhibit this aggression, even if you are around these environmental triggers. What about people who are socialized just the same way as us, yet respond differently to these same triggers? It sounds like self-control would just disprove this theory. Thirdly, we have the social learning theory, where Bandura in 1977 argued that aggressive behavior is learned behavior. Therefore, it's also possible to control. This contrasts with the first theory, the instinct theory, because actually we can control it, but before it was spontaneous anger. Albert Bandura designed the Bobo doll experiment that proved this theory. It said that we mirror and learn from our role models and those we have things in common with, like gender. It's very common to see men acting out aggressively, and therefore little boys growing up will look at role models and, learn from them. Biologists criticize this theory and claim that it ignores their biological state completely. Last but not least, the frustration aggression theory. Psychologist Dolan et al. In 1939 claimed that frustration that stems from dealing with many obstacles to your goal is what leads to your aggression, and it will always lead to aggression. If the athlete is punished, this leads to even more aggression. But also, the scapegoat theory suggests that this aggression is going to lead to success in the matter that it has allowed you to release your aggression. Its criticisms include the point that it doesn't consider the environment, and ultimately, not all of us are going to act out aggressively when dealing with obstacles to a goal. Would the release of stress and anger through aggressive behavior really lead to the feeling of success? I don't think everyone would feel that way. Thanks for listening. Bye.